up, Bucs Nation? It is January 11th, 2024, and you're watching the Loose Cannons. I'm your boy Sammer, hanging out with my best friend, honestly. My best friend, Poppy fucking Latte, and you guys know the other dude, Stank. And, you know, before I introduce our guest, I gotta, you know, our family is currently not in a harmonious situation, right? Latte, we're a family, yeah? We're a family?
We're family.
All right, Stank, we're a family, huh?
Yeah.
He's like he's an adopted.
Yeah. Trevor, you're basically family. And so, in the off-season, some things happened. Some things that I have to address that I can't just let go.
Oh, no, none of us, not just I.
No.
We can't let go.
A member of our family.
3 size minimum was born on this fucking show, for Christ's sakes.
I mean, a member of our family who has the name Tampa Bay in his actual Twitter handle, who used to cover the Bucs, never criticized the Bucs, agreed with everything they've ever done, every pass that's been thrown, every play that's been called, every coach that's been hired, every single thing that they've done has been absolutely approved by this individual who's covered them, and this team allowed him the platform to become a famous celebrity. Well, this man in the offseason, okay, decided that when he was asked the question of who would win the NFC South, he answered with, I mean, he could have answered with a litany of responses, but he chose to say the New Orleans goddamn Saints. And so,
gross.
I didn't hear it the first time, okay? And so I didn't understand. I didn't know this was going on. But then there was another chance a couple weeks later where he was asked the same question again, and he responded yet once more.
Double down.
With the New Orleans Saints. And then it was brought to my attention, right? And so here's the thing. You know, I understand that you got to have, you know, you got a job to do, but there are certain loyalties that you have to hold when you're part of this family. Latte understands it. Stank understands it. And it's not something that I can just let slide, because what kind of precedence would it set, Trevor, to just allow you to speak your mind? What's next? Stank having his own opinions on this show? I will not have it, and I will not allow anarchy to rule in this family. Okay? And so I was going to invite you out with the three of us, you know, a day with the boys out on the yacht in lovely Tampa Bay. And we may or may not, upon our arrival back at the docks, be one man short. We may or may not. But before I could extend said invitation to you, my colleagues here, one very esteemed, by the way, and one not esteemed at all, convinced me that I should give you one more chance. One chance to right the wrong. Then the moment in which you broke your mother's heart with that response and that answer, you broke our hearts, you broke my heart, and you broke millions and millions of Buccaneer fans' hearts. So I'm going to allow you one more chance to come on here, not only to apologize to the actual Buccaneers organization, but all of Buccaneers fandom. Every one of those 5 billion fans who support this team across the world and across the universe, Trevor. And I hope, before I give you the mic here, that you make me proud, because I think you're a good kid. I think you could be something one day. You could be somebody. But right now, I'm a little disappointed in you. Trevor, what do you have to say?
This is good. Look.
You get one shot at this, bro.
You had one shot. One opportunity. To seize everything you've ever wanted. Would you capture it?
No, you're making a mockery of this right now.
Or let it slip. Look, I wasn't the one playing music. Look, okay. Yeah. All right. You want to hear me say it? I'll say it. I'm sorry that I thought the Saints wouldn't choke that hard. And they did.
That's not a genuine. That's
a backhanded apology.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Here's the thing.
Wait, what?
No.
I wasn't wrong about the Bucs.
No, you were. We won the NFC South. You said we would not. This is a pretty black and white scenario.
No, I wasn't wrong about my assessment of this team. I was wrong that the Saints choked a lot harder than I thought they were going to this season.
Boom.
No.
But I was not wrong about this team.
No.
You
said they would win. They did not
We're supposed to be picking in the top 5. We won 9 games.
The chat room is pissed right now. It says mute Trey, boo, walk the plank. This is awkward.
Why are
Good
you
said.
booing
I
me?
agree.
I'm right.
Boo,
I'm
mute.
right.
This smells. Luke Crompton said this smells.
You come on this platform. This platform that allowed you to become who you are today. This platform of millions of Bucs fans tuning in right now, this moment, and you can't even apologize?
Trevor, I even set you up with the Eminem. You get one shot. You get one opportunity.
Hold on.
You didn't capture it.
You tell me.
I told you boys we should have taken him on the yacht. I told you boys. I told you.
You tell me who's got more negative tweets about the Bucs this year. You guys or me?
Oh, you don't even watch them. That's why.
Oh no, no.
Who
got more negative tweets about this team?
Negative.
Who's got more negative tweets about the play calling and how Mayfield is playing and the secondary and the pass rush? You tell me.
Don't try to spin this around. No. Because you know what? When you are passionate and you love someone, you can complain. You can have criticisms of something you love and you cherish and you hold. That's called passion, Trevor. Something that you don't have.
Accountable. I love them, but I hold them accountable.
Exactly. You think my kids run laps if they don't take out the trash on time?
Kind of sounds like.
You don't root for your kids to fail.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Kind of sounds like what?
I don't tell my kids that the neighbor's kids are going to take out the trash before they do. No,
you
I don't.
should.
I'm not telling that.
You should.
I don't. I tell them that they're
That's
winners.
Real motivation.
I tell them that I believe that they're going to be the ones that get the trash out first.
I don't even know what's going on right now. He's been so far out of the 813.
In my greatest Homelander voice, you all should be thanking me. Okay?
Excuse me.
Me leaving Tampa.
Have you ever met me?
Is the reason why Tom Brady even came. All right, let's not forget that. And
I gave up sex for that.
Right, you're right. That was also involved, but that was
okay.
Puzzle. I should.
Did you give up sex? Did you give up sex for your team, Trevor? No. You think the Saints are better than them. That's what you think of your team.
Hey, Trevor. Somebody in the chat room just compared you to Cam Jordan.
This is Cam Jordan Jr.
Cam Jordan Jr.
Wow.
Or as he was dubbed today, Ham Jordan, which is the best thing ever, dude.
Listen, you needed me to pick the Saints to win the division. Because Baker Mayfield is the best version of himself when he's doubted. You guys needed me to do this. You needed PFF to do this. You needed Baker Mayfield to print this out and put it in his locker room and remember the sweep of all four of us taking the Saints. So you know what?
You're welcome. Speaking of which, I just got a text from Baker, who happens to be watching. He said, "Fuck this guy." Look at that.
That's kind of rough.
Look, dude, I tell myself that in the mirror every day, so I don't know what that's supposed to do to me.
Yeah.
I think he's complimenting you, honestly. I'm not quite sure.
Oh, it's sure. Yeah, no. Hey, salute Baker. Handsome guy. So, no, but look, look, that's all I'm saying. Baker plays best when he's got a chip on his shoulder, when he's got something to play for. I gave him that. So you know what? You guys are welcome. I'm sacrificing my entire reputation so the team can play well. What are you guys doing? What do you guys do?
He didn't lie. Sabotage. He didn't lie. He didn't lie. I actually like it. If he lied for the success of the team, I fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Honestly,
he lied to
right,
PFF.
If you look right, the only one that could properly motivate Baker Mayfield with flowers is Samir Ali. Right? You did the chits at the golf course. We started 3-1. He went fucking crazy. Right? Then all of a sudden he starts getting on national media. PFF and fucking all these places. Right? And then what happens? We lose 6 out of 7. Then everybody counts him out again. And then we go on a fucking winning streak again. Trevor may be onto something. He may be onto something.
He's out of the family.
Trevor, pick the Eagles. Pick the Eagles.
I'm out of the family. What do you mean?
Hey. Listen, there's, like I said, there's loyalties. There's unspoken expectations. All right? I should see you at family dinner here on Sunday, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm flying down for it.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Then maybe then we can make amends. You can kiss the ring as it all goes away.
In all seriousness, it is pretty wild how bad the Saints ended up being this year. I know that you guys I know that y'all love it, and I know Bucs fans out there absolutely loved it. But
it's not coming the entire time.
I prayed.
Holy
actually,
that team.
I get on my knees every single night.
He does.
What?
We don't need to know that.
Every single night I get on my
know
knees.
That.
Just to help ensure that they fail.
Wow.
Salute to you. You might Sammer and Poppy might not be doing as much as me, but Stank, you are. You're doing more than me if you.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a part-time job.
All right. For those of you who don't know Trevor, he works at PFF. He's got a big brain, like huge. Guy can list off every single. I think we spent last time he was on here. He listed off every available draft pick before the draft. Trevor, welcome back to the Loose Cannons. All right, it's wild card weekend. The stage is set. Bucs are hosting a playoff game as everyone expected. The Eagles are coming to town. How big is this game? How important is this game? And what exactly is kind of hanging in the balance here in terms of jobs or not, or there's a lot of stuff going on here behind the scenes that's not just what's about to happen on the football field.
Right. I think the biggest kind of like what's at stake is probably two things in particular. One is Todd Bowles going to keep his job, right? Because there are some reports out there where it's like, hey, even though they won the division and they made the playoffs, if they lose or they don't look good, Bowles could be out. There was somebody was saying today, like Adam Schefter keeps hinting that there's this, mystery team that might still be involved for Bill Belichick, but they still haven't fired their head coach yet. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that ends up being Tampa. I'm not saying like that's going to be the case, but I know that's a different conversation. But all that to say, like, this is huge for Todd Bowles. If he for whatever you want to say about him during the season, how there have been so many different blunders, how the defense has, certainly regressed in certain ways this year, how it's just been way too up and down, some of the head coach decisions, not enough dudes on the field, like all this kinds of stuff. If they beat the Eagles, for as bad as the Eagles look right now, you can't fire him. I mean, they're not going to fire him. He's going to be here next year. So the game is huge for that perspective. And I also think the game is massive for their future salary cap as well, which, as y'all know and Bucs fans know out there, they got some big decisions to make this offseason. Devin White's an unrestricted free agent. Antoine Winfield Jr. is up. Levante David is up. Mike Evans is up. Baker Mayfield is up. And the reason why I say this game has massive salary cap implications is because if Baker goes out there, and the Eagles secondary has been trash this year. They've given up the third most EPA per play against the pass in the NFL over the last 7 weeks. They are the second worst team in the NFL right now when it comes to passing yards allowed per game. If Baker carves this team up and they win a playoff game with him, that contract number to bring him back goes up probably a good chunk. So that then goes into
beyond the Geno Smith deal.
I don't know if it's beyond because I don't know what those conversations are like right now, but I think the Geno Smith deal is kind of where that conversation begins. And the better he plays this coming Monday, and if they win that game, the guarantees go up, the overall money might go up. And for short term specifically, if that happens, I think it's going to be structured like the Daniel Jones deal, like the Geno Smith deal, where most of the guarantees are early anyways. So if that's the case, if he's making more money on it, that's going to be towards the front because you're just going to pay him that money. And then if you need to cut him and be flexible, if he doesn't pan out, you could do that. So it's going to affect how much money they have to play with this offseason. Now, Mike Greenberg's one of the best cap guys in the NFL. So they're not going to hamstring themselves.
And Trevor, go ahead and tell Tepper, since you're there, to fuck off and stay away from Greenberg. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think
Greenberg did the math. He wants nothing to do with Tepper. All right. He did the math.
By the way,
this does not compute. I'm sorry, Tep. I'm sorry.
Latte, while we were in Green Bay, we were having our party and we were joined by some of the Bucs brass, including said Greenberg. And I looked over for just a moment, and Sammer and Greenberg had their own table in the corner.
No, for real.
And Sammer was giving them a talking to.
Yeah.
Like finger in the chest. So we've all seen.
I saw him mouth something about 13. Mike Evans. I saw that come out of his mouth.
I was going to say, were you giving him the details to the Antoine Winfield Jr. deal? Were you just physically you were passionate out?
1,000% discussed Antoine, Tristan, and Mike.
And
all right, we talked about some sleep that's been lost and how comfortable we're feeling, and then eventually ended the conversation with. Greenberg basically said I had a corner office anytime I wanted one. So, just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So ultimately, like that, obviously, fans are watching for the game itself, but the big ripple effect of what's going to happen on Monday is going to have to do with who their head coach is going to be next year and then how much money they actually have to play with this offseason. Because again, if Baker plays really well, that's just more money that's going to go in his pocket. There's kind of nothing you could do about it at this point. I think he's going to come back no matter what. It's just a matter of what the price tag is. And how much does that go into what you can offer Mike, what you can offer Levante, what you can offer Winfield, how flexible that money is. So Those are the two things that are pretty big for this game. What?
Trevor's plugged in. It's funny he didn't mention 45.
I mean, what? Why would he mention 45? It's free to let a guy walk. What are you talking about?
Free.
Yeah.
It's completely free. Whatever he's doing from here on out is completely free.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, buddy. See you later.
Yeah.
Listen, you touched on Baker, Trevor. You haven't talked about Jalen, and that's kind of like the next thing that we're talking about here is who's going to be ready to play. Jalen came out today. I saw a report that he hasn't even thrown the ball since the injury. It's Thursday. We're playing on Monday. I know it's a little bit different in terms of the game week and all that stuff, but it's still pretty damn close. Baker's dealing with ankles. I think he's got 2 messed up ankles. He's got a litany of rib injuries. He's injured, I think, from literally, I think from his neck down, he's just completely messed up at this point. So what happens here in terms of the quarterbacks and who's playing, who's not playing? What do you think is going to end up happening, Trev?
I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to miss the game. I think he's going to
football.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It might play into their favor anyways, because if it's still up in the air here on a Thursday, they're at least not going to make him inactive, right? And if he can't throw the football, they're at least going to put him in there for rushing threats, because he's been one of the most efficient rushing threats in the NFL. Obviously, when you get in those short distances, the tush push, I mean, he's one of the best in the world at it. You know, you don't need your throwing hand to be able to use the tree trunk legs to push it, 2-3 yards down the field and pick up a first down. So at this point, I can't imagine him being inactive. Now, there might be kind of like a little bit of a quarterback carousel on game day, but you guys would know this better than me. I've been told that weather might not be great on Monday. And so if we're getting like thunderstorms and if it's raining, that's a heavy run the ball game. And that's what kind of like plays into the Eagles' hands of why I don't really think no matter what, you're going to make Jalen inactive because of that, because of what he brings on the ground. But if it's not, like if weather isn't really affecting the game, then a hurt Jalen Hurts versus a Baker Mayfield who's obviously banged up, that's true, but the Eagles secondary has been torched by basically everybody over the last 7 weeks. I mean, they've been horrible. They're one of the lowest graded secondary units that we've had graded over the last the second half of the season, really the entire second half of the season. So Mike can cook, certainly Chris Godwin could cook as well. It could be a big like, hey, you're getting 2 or 3 big passes out of Trey Palmer as well. We've seen that recently over the last month. So if the weather stays away, even if Jalen Hurts is active, the Bucs offense should be able to attack the Eagles secondary in a way that it makes it very advantageous for them.
The rain's supposed to be done by the time it's game time, but the field will probably be wet, I'm assuming.
That's
Maybe
fine.
not.
It doesn't matter. Obviously, like if it's pouring, it's a different story.
That should play into the Bucs' advantage. We practice in the rain. We live in a rainy environment.
Yeah, but who's better at running the ball?
The Eagles are better running the ball than we are. And Trevor, the problem is...
Yeah. There you go, Sammer. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for just the blatant homerism that I got attacked for at the beginning of the show. That's what I needed.
Oh, yeah. By the way, there's a King Cook in here. He does not like you at all.
Not happy that you're
not happy with you. First of all, he said, how are we letting you talk shit about Bowles? And then he said that your apology, where is it, was some backhanded sucker shit.
Damn.
He's like, yeah.
It was. He's right.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
And
I
respect his opinion, and I'd fight to death. I'd fight to the death his right to say it here in this country. And so that's all I'll say.
Hold up. Super chats. We got 2 super chats real quick. We got to get to because they gave us their money. LDBC's most wanted said, "Boo this man." That was from earlier. That's you.
You did. You booed me. You got on the phone. You did.
And Dylan the Plug said, we didn't have Cansey or Yaya. Hold on. We didn't have Cansey and Yaya. Only played 20. Read that, bro.
We didn't have Cansey. And Yaya only played 20-something snaps. Will be a big difference. Rest will help Baker. Go Bucs. We could have waited through the super chats since we're actually having a conversation, Stank. So I think maybe I'm going to mute you for the rest of the show. Latte, go ahead. Now that he's interrupted you 3 times.
I was just going to say, and Sammer can go more into detail because he's done all the numbers, and maybe Trevor can enlighten us a little bit here. But Trevor, I understand what you're saying because we did this when we played them the first time. The Eagles suck against the pass. It's advantageous to pass against them. We have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. We went into the game like just fucking throw to Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. And then we go in and for 3 quarters, we just try and run the ball up the middle against one of the best front sevens in the entire fucking league. We don't throw the ball out of the backfield. We just literally run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle, run up the middle. And then when the Eagles not really called the dogs off, then we start throwing the fucking Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Mm-hmm. So my question is, or my concern, not question is, which dime piece Dave is going to show up? By the way, we call Dave Canales on this podcast Dime Piece Dave because he's a dime piece.
Nice, right on.
The only man to rival Trevor Sikkema's jawline.
No, Canales is handsome, man. He's handsome.
You're up there though, Trev. Don't just be so.
He's gonna look awful handsome wearing that Panthers black and blue though.
Oh, please make that happen.
Oh God, yes.
I don't want.
Please, Lord, make that happen.
Please make it happen.
What?
Canales head coach of the Panthers.
I would love Canales to get the job in Carolina. Get him the fuck out of here.
I think it would be great.
Would you rather have Canales or Leftwich as the of the
Leftwich all day, bro? Me and Leftwich are both. I love me some Byron.
I mean, was it Leftwich / Never mind.
No, Brady's not there.
Yeah, never mind.
Arians also isn't there.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, but really, like, it was. You remember that game? It was extremely frustrating. It's like,
right.
What's advantageous to throw against them, and then we don't want to fucking throw against them. What are we doing here?
No, I mean, like I've thought that multiple games this year when I've been able to watch this team is just like the script is frustrating, and it was frustrating even when Brady was there, and I realized that they passed the ball a lot when Brady was there, but it was very clearly like the most advantageous part of their offense that they had, and I'm not going to claim to have been a head coach in the NFL or an offensive coordinator in the NFL. And so a lot of these guys talk about balance. And when they talk about balance, it's more than just necessarily run pass. Like it has to do with controlling the clock and keeping your defense off the field and not gassing the defense, and field position battles kind of go into it and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, the word balance, when people talk about a run pass equal split, is completely overrated. Balance looks different for every team. Balance is simply whatever percentage of the pie gets the most strength out of whatever the strengths of your roster are. And for the Bucs, it's not running the ball. It's certainly not running the ball between the tackles. They haven't been able to do it very well. There was a point in time, I think it was only like 6 weeks through the season, so the season was still young at that point. But Tampa was averaging like 2.7 yards per carry. And I went back and I looked it up. That would have been if they would have finished below 3.3 yards per carry, that would have been the lowest mark in the NFL since 1994. Like nobody else had been this bad. So it's not like the Bucs were bad at running the ball. They were historically bad at running the ball. And it's better now a little bit, but it's clear that the strength is still not running the football. So like you can't just run it to now. You can't pass the ball every play. Like I get it, but if you pass the ball on first down and you don't get a completion and it's 2nd and 10 and you run the ball just because you think you're supposed to run the ball.
Oh my God.
And
you have no idea.
And it's
you have no idea.
And then it's 3rd and 9.
Yes.
Or let's say best case scenario, it's 3rd and 6. It's still 3rd and 6.
Yep.
You still
Trevor.
Trevor.
I have an active
crosshammer. And then everyone out there, not that we're the Baker bros they call us, right? Because apparently Trask is the next Messiah. Then you ask Baker to be a fucking hero on every 3rd down. It's like, this doesn't have to be that hard. Sorry, Sammy, go ahead.
No, listen, Trevor, it's gotten so bad. I have an active Google spreadsheet that I fill out for every single play as the game is going on live. I have an actual play log that I fill out just so I can scream at the screen afterwards when nothing makes any goddamn sense.
Hey, Trevor, the crazy
thing
thing
the worst thing was? Is at the beginning of the season, Baker completed so many of those 3rd down passes and turned them into first downs that his completion percentage and his conversion rate was so crazy high and obviously not sustainable that Dave was like, oh shit, we got it. That's the formula. And then it all came crashing down when he finally went back to being what's, league average and a little bit below it sometimes. You're like, this doesn't work actually. Okay. And then they never figured it out, but then they did, and then they stopped. So against this Eagles team, like you said balance is a big deal. So like on this show, I speak about 50% of the time. Latte speaks about 40% of the time. Stang speaks about 10% of the time. And that's the balance that this show needs.
Great balance.
Right? It shouldn't be 33, 33, 33.
No.
And when we have a guest, yeah, it's a different balance.
Can you imagine?
So that's what you're trying to say.
Oh my God.
No, it wouldn't be a show. It'd be nonsense.
Because it doesn't take me an hour to get my point across like you. You just like hearing yourself fucking talk.
I do like hearing myself speak.
Exactly.
Right? But that's not what's happening.
There's actually 121 people in here that agree with him and like to hear me talk too.
But the balance is what's mind-boggling.
Quantity.
You're definitely not quality, dude. What are you talking about?
No.
What? What? Listen, when I acquire
Tommy
PFFs,
DeVito right there.
Sammer, I want to read this comment, Sammer, so you can address it because I'm pretty tired of hearing this narrative. And Dro says, y'all boys are tripping. Canales is good enough. I didn't know that it was good enough in the NFL. That's a qualification. Good enough. Defensive-minded coaches seem to be conservative, and I think he thinks Bowles is holding him back, basically. How many times does Bowles have to say he doesn't
called him out?
He does not get involved. Chris Godwin's wife called him out online because he answered something without knowing because he doesn't know. He doesn't
concern himself. He called Dave Canales out after the Saints game when they lost that second matchup. He called him out, and it was obvious that he called him out, and that told me right then and there that he's like, I'm letting you do what you think is right. Score points, waste time, burn they have an understanding of like, once we get that lead, let's get out of there, obviously. But he's not telling them run, pass. He's not telling them to hand the ball off on 2nd and 16 when you're down 17 fucking points in a game. He's not telling them to do that. Coach with a brain would say that.
Oh, bring it back. You said running the ball when you're down 17 points. You forgot to, very key detail in the fucking third quarter for the.
In the third quarter. My bad.
Third quarter, bro. What are we doing?
And the most important, what do they call it? The middle 8, Trevor, where the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half called the middle 8, right? Massive part of the game. Like, you got to win those middle 8. We come out and we like to run the ball in those middle 8.
I don't know if I appreciate that. Greg DeCruz said if loose cannons were food, Sammer is the chicken, Poppy is the baked potato, and Stank is the musty peas. Baked potatoes. Potatoes are very.
First of all, you get rid of the potatoes and you have two proteins.
Two proteins.
You said the mushy peas. Yeah, but you're talking to a guy that doesn't eat meat, so he doesn't know what good food is. Clearly, motherfucking drinks tree bark out of a fucking sap in the jungle of fucking Costa Rica.
That's true. Trevor, you touched on the secondary of the Eagles, right? And you touched on do the Bucs have a chance to win this game when you're done laughing? And how can they win this game? Like, how can the Bucs shock the fucking world, even though I think some people are picking us to win this game, but a lot of Bucs fans
everyone's picking us. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it. I get a little bit of stank feeling there. How can the Bucs shock the world?
Pass the ball.
Well, it's kind of like what we said at the beginning. They're going to beat the Eagles by passing the football. You have to have a run pass percentage, I think, at least of 60-40. Like, you've got to be passing the ball 60% of the time in this game, at least. Now, it's a little bit weather dependent, of course. Like, the conditions are, is the field wet? Is the ball wet? Like, is it actively raining? What's the wind like? Like, all that kinds of stuff goes into the passing game. But these are also professionals, and the Bucs play in Tampa, so like they kind of get this vibe. They practice in the rain. They understand it. They get it. It should be this could be a legacy Mike Evans type of a game, right? This could be a massive game where he goes over 100 yards. He's got 2 touchdowns. You look back at what is his career and you go, man, when he was 30, you remember that game that he put on the Eagles in the playoffs when the Bucs had a terrible year, like whatever. And it's like this is the opportunity to be able to do that. I think Chris Godwin, again, like somebody who could absolutely eat in this game. Like, the Eagles have been beat up at linebacker. They've been beat up at safety. Reed Blankenship's still on the injury report. Sidney Brown is out for the season. So you want to think of where you can really attack this group. Over the middle seems great. Like, when you were banged up at safety, they got Kevin Byard, and Kevin Byard's good, but he's just one guy. He's going to play a lot of free safety stuff. So you go over the middle. Chris Godwin's an over the middle specialist. He's somebody who is fantastic at those deep in routes, those backside digs, dagger concepts where he's just coming over the middle 15, 20 yards down the field and you find him. Like, that was for as much as like Jameis was a wild roller coaster when he was in Tampa, finding Chris Godwin over the middle in those 15 to 22-yard routes, I mean, that was money. It was the same thing with Tom Brady. It feels like they've got to pull that sort of script out for this game because that's where the Eagles are going to be susceptible. It's James Bradbury, unless Bradbury's hurt. I don't think he's hurt. But it's like Bradbury going up against Evans again. But Bradbury has not been playing well lately, and Evans is I think, very motivated to put his stamp on this game. So to me, it's passing the football. There's no doubt about it. And the Eagles also just haven't been good in the secondary overall. That if Trey Palmer tweets that he's going to wake up pissed off again, like we could very well get this. Don't do it.
Wake up normal. Just wake up.
I would rather see the guy that does incredible shit every Sunday. That's absolutely a dual threat. Calls the game in the booth, like Sammer says, and plays on the field at the same time. And Dave Moore. That's who I want to see. That sealed the deal in Green Bay. Dave Moore is fucking incredible. He's up in the booth calling the game with fucking oh my god,
Gene Deckerhoff.
Yeah.
And he's catching passes simultaneously.
Yeah, he got caught passes, like I said last. He caught passes from
Trevor can't anymore. He's like, you.
All right, Eric Zier, Trent Dilfer threw this guy passes, and now he's out there burning the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field in the cold, shocking the world while he's calling the play. Like while he's calling it on the goddamn.
Don't doubt the NFL to give us that kind of content. They would do it. They do
that. But Trevor, you said something about going across the middle. Two things come to mind. One, we don't do that enough. We don't have a tight end that seems to expose that weakness to the defense, or we don't call that play enough. And two, we don't throw the ball across the middle to Rashad. We don't use Rashad in the passing game enough. I'd love to hear what you think about Rashad and how the Bucs can actually expose that middle, considering they really don't do that unless it's Mike Evans every now and then.
By the way, Sammer, they didn't pass. I don't think. Sorry, Trevor. They hadn't discovered that that Rashad could do what he does in that Eagles game, that first matchup. They should screen them to death, like, period.
It's a different set of weapons, in my opinion, but what will Canales do? Go ahead, Trevor.
Look, I mean, Rashad's scouting report coming into the league was this guy can be used as a really great receiver. And so, yeah, it's kind of frustrating when they're not able to do it at times, although they've really I don't have the stats up in front of me. It feels like they have, in the second half of the season, right? They've kind of like gotten him more involved in the passing game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but it's like
they did for a stretch.
Yeah, and then most of the time it's like kind of he's the afterthought. It's not like a designed, let's get the ball to Rashad in space. Let's call design screen plays. I think they've called maybe 3 or 4 design screens to him, whereas most of the time it's a dump off and he's making literally chicken salad out of chicken shit and just making guys miss, literally breaking knees against the 49ers and making plays happen, as opposed to making it a conscious, intentional thing every week.
Exactly. He needs to get a Kamara level workload in the passing game, and they don't have. It's just not in Dave to do it.
No,
he's gonna stick to the script. He's gonna do what he's been taught to do by his coach that just retired. Maybe Dave ends up back in Seattle. Hopefully, they can bring him back home again.
What?
Why? His coach is gone.
Hopefully, Dave Canales ends up back in Seattle.
There's the 10%. There's the quality he's talking about.
That's
my
quality.
My point is, they need to feature him in the passing game, which they don't do.
Yeah,
and I think Trevor's looking up the stats right now.
Yeah, I'm looking it up because we have it's basically a wide receiver usage stat. We call it threat, and it's basically how often are you targeted when you have a receiving snap. So it's not just when he's on the field, it's like when he's running an actual route, how often are you targeted? And it often showcases, I should say, how pivotal you are to the offense. Like if you are running a route, does the offense prioritize you? And Rashad has a lower threat percentage than basically everyone. Yeah,
but he has arguably the third best set of hands on the team.
Like Devin Tompkins is higher than him. Trey Palmer's higher than him. Chase Edmonds is higher than him when Chase is on the field. Keith is higher than him, although I don't think that Keith has played. Yeah, he's only played like 3 receiving snaps. But
Keith is higher than him. What?
But it's not like
what?
No. You've got to. It's not like a target thing. It's not like they're feeding him more. But it's when Keith has been on the field, they have targeted him.
He's getting balls
at a higher percentage than when Rashad White has run a route. So yeah, they could certainly stand.
You made me mad at you all over again.
To be able to. What'd you say?
You made me mad at you all over again.
What?
Trevor, that shit is inexcusable, man. Really. I mean, you know the tools.
I'm not calling the play. What do you mean?
No, I'm not. You know what? It might have sounded like I reprimanded you, but you brought the stats to the table. That right there, there's no excuse for that shit. None whatsoever. Especially when we can't traditionally get yards running the ball, and the next best thing to do is to try to utilize your backs to get that yardage out of the backfield, which we don't do.
Yeah.
Like Sammer said, and you could probably pull this up because I would really like to know, like, how often do we attack the middle of the field versus other teams? Doesn't feel like we do it very often. No. And we've got a guy like Godwin who can play in the slot. He can do everything, play inside, play outside, can really play hell with the linebackers. We don't utilize him across the middle very much. Explain it to me.
Against a team like the Eagles, like you're talking about, Trevor, where the linebackers in the secondary are depleted, man beaters and crossing routes and things that just expose the middle and make guys make decisions on the back end on the defense. We don't seem to do enough of those. And those are things I think should be in the game plan this week.
Not just that, bro. The Saints who exclusively play us fucking press man.
Yeah.
We rarely run man beaters against them. It's like we have problems figuring out how to beat the same defenses every other offense figures out how to beat.
So
explain it.
Look.
Explain it.
Throwing over the middle is a little bit more complicated than just like calling those routes. And I think something that is needed for you to really attack over the middle is you have to have vertical threats. All right. For example, there's a very popular concept called a dagger concept where someone goes long and takes the safety who's in conflict out of the play, and then another receiver comes in and runs an in route. It's like a 15, 20 yard in. That route, that concept only works if you have a vertical threat that the defense respects enough to take the safety away. So
isn't that 13?
That's Co.
So that's Cokeith, obviously.
Yeah, it's Cokeith.
I mean, yeah.
By the way, this is a big Cokeith show. There's no disrespect to Co. We love Co.
There's another concept very similar. It's called the Mills concept, where it's the same thing. You're pairing a post route with that inside, that like 15 to 20 yard inside route. And again, it only works when you put the safety in conflict, take him away from the play, and that's exactly how you open it up. That's why Chris Godwin feasted off of those routes when Jameis was the quarterback, when Arians was calling things, because Arians very vertical offense based off of like 4 verts, 9-8-9s, he is stretching the field entirely. And Arians teaches his quarterbacks, whether it was Brady, whether it was Jameis, whatever, you look deep first, and it's not like always first, but he's basically like, if you can hit them for 40 yards, hit them for 40 yards, go take the chance. And so every time the Bucs played somebody in that offense, and I think you could even take it back to Dirk Cutter and Todd Monken, who did a lot of the same stuff, the safeties watch film from the previous weeks and they say, okay, this team likes to attack deep. We cannot let them get over top of us because they'll take their shots. They're not afraid to do it. The quarterback looks that way. So when you put those safeties in conflict, they had to take the deep guy. That's why a lot of those over the middle stuff was open. Mike can still do those things. Like Mike can still get vertical, but Mike's also 30. He's not like a burner. So there are safeties and corners who, even if Mike can get free vertically, some corners and some safeties feel like they can catch up to him. They have enough recovery speed. That's why Trey Palmer developing for this offense is huge, because he's a burner. He's somebody who you can call those plays to, and if enough of those shot plays hit, there's so much that you open up underneath as well, from like 10 to like 20 yards or whatever. So that would be my explanation of that. If you guys want to respond to that, I can keep looking up numbers and try to see like how often.
Unless Trey fumbles, unless he fumbles.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Wide open bomb.
Because we've seen that in route run with Mike, and Mike seems to be the only one that runs that route. We see Chris do it a little bit, but again, it's not. We don't see enough of that over the middle stuff, because it seems like teams kind of just play us on the outside and just kind of defend the sidelines, as opposed to, keeping. I don't know. We don't create decisions. That's the best way I can describe it when we watch this team.
And also, Sammer, I'd like to add that he mentioned safeties being put in conflict. That may work for 31 other teams, but you can't do that against us, because you don't put Antoine in conflict. He puts you in conflict.
No, you don't.
Let's talk about Antoine. He is the conflict. He is the conflict. By the way, what's his PFF grade? Somebody asked. I think it was King Cook. Is it 100? I mean, what's his grade?
99.6.
Would you like me to repeat the rant that I had when I talked about him winning Defensive Player of the Year?
Hell yeah!
I didn't watch it because I knew you were coming on the show, so I wanted you to give us your take on Antoine Winfield Jr., the greatest defensive player to ever suit up in the red and purple.
I'd like to add, before he goes on his rant, I'd like to add, not a Pro Bowler, not all pro
somehow.
Yeah.
And not defensive player of the year. Not at all.
No, that comes out tomorrow. That comes out tomorrow.
Undeserving of all of those.
Hey, Latte. While he's gathering his energy and his chops, you want to read the last super chat?
Where is it?
While you look for that super chat, those of you in the chat, participate in the poll.
Oh my God.
And then obviously smash the like button, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button.
Let me hit the horn.
Hit the
My boy
stupid
Byron
horn.
Moore.
Byron Moore with a $1.99 super chat says, "Hey man, leave the Barefoot King alone." Whatever.
Who's the barefoot?
I like it.
Wait, who's the barefoot king?
Who would never wear shoes? Trevor Stank.
Hey,
Why do you think we call him Stank?
hey, that's a really good transition. The other barefoot king, Antoine Winfield Jr. Tell us how you feel about him, Trev.
Okay, all right. So these are the numbers that I looked up on Antoine Winfield Jr. because I got fed up. All right, I got fed up of hearing the disrespect. And look, we've all followed the Bucs for a very long time. We get it.
Yeah,
it's a small market team when it comes to the national media. They don't really pay attention. When Tom Brady is not the quarterback of the Buccaneers, people don't really pay attention. But you know what? Damn it. It's cost Levante David too much recognition that he deserves. It's cost Mike Evans too much recognition that he deserves. And now it's starting to cost Antoine Winfield Jr., and I'm not going to stand for it. This is how Antoine Winfield Jr. ranks against safeties in the NFL, all right? Sacks, 6th. That's first. Pass rush grade, 92.7. That's tied for first. Pressures, 19. That's second. Win percentage as a pass rusher on the blitz, 21.7. That's also second. Run defense grade, 92.5. That's first. And again, for everybody keeping score at home, that is tied for first in pass rush grade, and that is first in run defense grade. His coverage grade was 11th. It was 84.4, which is nothing that's like any sort of detractor from this at all whatsoever. Coverage grade is very difficult. So 84.4 is still a good number, even if it's not, I'm not saying first afterwards. Interceptions, he's got 3. That's also 11th. But pass breakups, 7. That's second. Forced incompletions, 8. That's also second. 6 forced fumbles, that's first. 4 fumble recoveries, that's first. Penalties on 642 coverage snaps.
Jesus.
0.
Oh, Jesus.
None.
What?
Zilch. None. And safety, you guys know, your listeners know, safety, we mentioned being in conflict. If some dude gets behind you, if you get beat or you were out of position at all whatsoever, guess what you got to do? You got to foul them or they're going to score a touchdown on you. Safeties are in this position a lot. Antoine Winfield Jr. is never in this position. And the cherry on top of all this is going back to the forced fumbles. Of his 6 forced fumbles, 2 of them he laid out and punched the ball out inches away from an offensive player scoring a touchdown, which is a 12 to 14 point swing if you're going to count the extra points. And one of the other fumbles was a sack fumble where the ball came out in the end zone and it went for a safety. A safety has made a potential 16-point swing. 16 points from a safety position. That's unbelievable. I think it's crazy that he wasn't a Pro Bowler. I think it's crazy that he wasn't an All-Pro, and he should absolutely be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. And in my best Denzel Washington voice from Remember the Titans, you're an All-Pro player in my book. Because that's how I feel about Antoine.
Can you imagine if he wins
All-Pro
Defensive
hasn't
Player?
come out yet.
Can you imagine if he win? Yeah, it already came out. He's not on it.
No,
It's Jesse Bates.
that was the NFLPA one. That's the second year that they've done that. The All-Pro comes out tomorrow on Friday.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
that-
he better be on it.
He better
He
be
better
on
be
it.
on that one.
But can
He
you
better be on
imagine
that
if he's not on it and he wins Defensive Player of the Year? Like, what's the end of it? Like, the NFL's broken, bro.
Well,
like, they
he's-
won't allow it.
He's not.
Bro.
He's not gonna win. He's not gonna win Defensive Player of the Year. 1, because he plays in Tampa, unfortunately, and 2, because he plays safety. And unfortunately for him, all 3 of T.J. Watt, Micah Parsons, and Myles Garrett have been unbelievable this season. So they're gonna pick one of the edge rushers because it's the flashy thing to do.
Okay, Trevor, we've been saying something on the show for about a month now, a month and a half, maybe 2 months. And since you are a Tampa, born and raised, you saw this team for a long time. This is spicy, and the 3 of us are lock and step. We agree wholeheartedly. He's the best safety in Buccaneer history. Period.
Yeah. Already.
Trev, before you answer, give me 3 career-defining John Lynch plays.
Yeah, when you think about that.
I mean, I feel like that's
Give me one.
insulting.
Give me one.
Because I was like, I was.
Besides knocking out his brother-in-law.
Give me one. Give me one, bro.
Hey, he caught the final pass out of Kurt Warner's hands on that Monday Night Football matchup with the Rams to seal the deal. It was an interception down the field, but again, not a crazy amazing play. And I'm with Stank's line. I understand where Stank's going here because I've been saying this about Lynch forever, and you guys call me fucking blasphemous, but I've been right.
Which interception? Because this is on one of the Super Bowl DVDs. Mm-hmm. He tells
somebody.
Is it Dwight?
Yes.
I think it's Dwight, isn't it?
Sluggo,
he tells him it's Sluggo Seam, and he tells him it's Sluggo Seam and it's coming, and then he picks it off, and then he yells at him.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. He didn't make the play though.
That's his best.
Sorry. Antoine, rookie year, made the stupid tight end in New Orleans fumble.
Yeah, the Jared Cook fumble.
Oh, what about the catch over his shoulder against the Colts?
Hey, fucking lost Michael Pittman.
Yeah,
hey, what about this? We made a fucking t-shirt.
The Tyreek peace sign in the Super Bowl.
I mean, that's so
iconic, bro.
Wait, what about when he came into the end zone all the way across the field against the Falcons and prevented what would have been a game-altering touchdown pass? It was a perfect throw, but Antoine's like, no, not on my watch. I mean, we could go on and on about this kid.
Right,
way more than John.
People will gloss over the play for last week. Like you can't.
Bro, he was on
Carolina scores right there.
Half, bro.
We can't score. We can't score touchdowns.
We would have lost that game.
We would have lost that football game. Not made the playoffs. The Saints would be in the playoffs right now. We would be crying our fucking, in our fucking pillows right now.
No.
Yeah,
Atlanta would have found a way to pull it out.
would have been right.
Dave Canales would have flipped his dictionary to the back 3 pages that worked for that 4-game win streak.
What?
He has a dictionary of plays that don't work. And at the very end, he has 4 pages that do work. They resulted in a 4-game win streak. He would have flipped that entire dictionary over and be like, all right, let's go back to these guys. Hey, Baker, go ahead and throw the ball. Rashad, go ahead and catch the ball in space, and let's pull out a win here. We would have won 8-7 somehow. I'm not sure how, but we would have won 8-7, and,
Antoine Winfield Jr. safety, obviously.
If you think about it, Antoine Winfield Jr. kept you from being right, Trevor.
He did.
That's true, and I'm still
single-handedly what you said.
Single-handedly.
Look, again, it was motivation.
It was.
That's what he needed.
I'm with you.
And he knew that. That's why he quote tweeted my rant on Twitter.
Somebody said here, and Sammer has crazy callback. I don't have callback for that. Somebody said the breakup on Monday Night Football against the Giants. I guess he made a play, broke up a pass or something. I don't remember that play.
I was too young.
It was a 2-point conversion. It was a 2-point conversion that would have tied the game, and everyone said he had pass interference, and I was like, no, he got there exactly at the right time. Yeah. He was a little bit early, but great players get great calls,
did
right?
You notice that when you told Sammer to recall it, he looked up to the corner like a fucking Rain Man. He was like, "Oh, you mean the 2-point conversion?" What the fuck?
Oh, wait, Trevor,
the hell was that?
Yeah, I'm like Trevor with plays, but he's got the whole fucking roster of eligible players.
I don't even remember what happened 2 weeks ago.
We got into this but discussion with other fans, and this is why we wanted your opinion. And you still haven't given it to us, by the way, but you still haven't said if he's better or not, or the best safety.
I think his face, obviously.
Look, I think that Winfield certainly is making his case for more iconic moments. I mean, like, you guys are totally right. I'm just hesitant because it's like, all right, calm down. The Bucs don't get a lot when it comes to national recognition.
You calm down.
So I'm not going to take away one of the Hall of Famers that they have. So I'm not.
You calm down.
We're not taking him away.
You calm down.
You calm up.
No, you calm. You know what? If you take Winfield and you put him on that 2002 defense.
You're going to take my fucking...
No, we all said it. We all said it. It works.
No, so Trevor...
Wait, what did you say? Hold on. You finish your sentence. What did you say?
If you take one of these guys and switch their eras, like Latte's going to ask you.
Okay.
Who could play in either era?
Yeah, okay. If you put John Lynch in today's era, could he succeed?
All right. Here, I'll answer that question for you.
That
question's not fair. If you flip them, here's what happens: the Bucs still win the Super Bowl in 2002, and the Carolina Panthers beat the Bucs in the last week of the season, and then I'm right, the Saints win the division. That's what happens.
Wow.
Yeah.
Basically, you said John Lynch can't make that play.
That's a butterfly. Yep. There you go.
Hey, here's the thing: does John Lynch even make that white versus black team? No, he doesn't. Can't cover those guys.
Whoa! He makes
the all-time. The all-time.
He doesn't do it.
You're tripping.
He'd get destroyed. He would get beat by Jefferson, by Chase, by any one of them. He can't cover those guys. Come on.
Hold on.
John Lynch is not fast enough.
But if we're playing, if we're bringing all-time players into it, that means we're playing like 90s, early 2000s football. So that means heads are getting taken off.
Yeah, where you're allowed to actually murder somebody on the field.
Yeah.
And you know what, Trevor? You do a Denzel, maybe not a Denzel Washington, a quote for quote, but old school. You know, he probably looks at Lynch and says, "Just go get the penalty. Fuck it, get the penalty, but you're gonna set the tone." And I guarantee you, nobody will go across the middle again ever.
Yeah, but Latte, imagine how much
video?
time John Lynch would have to spend covering for Jason Sehorn. Do you know how that is exhausting,
dude?
Okay, he couldn't do it.
You know, this is very random, but I think I do think about this since we're talking about enforcers for the safety over the middle. You remember when the Bucs signed Deshaun Golston, right? And
that was the rule,
right? That was the thing. Everybody looked at that free agency signing and they're like, "Oh my God, what a bust! They lost so much money." And Deshaun ended 2 people within the first 3 weeks of the season and got flagged for it immediately
and fined.
And and he was basically like, "Well, I guess my career is over now." He retired shortly after that. I think he was like, "Okay, I guess this isn't my game anymore."
Can't do what got you here.
You sounded like Forrest Gump, bro. Well, I guess I'll go home now.
That's basically what happened to him. The NFL
there's a lot of players like Steve
Atwater.
You know, same guy. Atwater made a career out of destroying motherfuckers over the middle, bro. Just absolutely killing people.
Chandler from the Seahawks, was it Chandler?
Yeah, Chandler.
Did
you guys happen to watch the clip?
Deshaun was the anti. He was the anti Chris Conti. Chris Conti was hit so hard he retired. And
he retired
again.
Chris Conti.
Deshaun hit so hard he had to retire.
Because of that, is he on the all-white team, Conti?
No,
the Conti's not on any team.
Hey, Conti's 6 feet below on the 40-yard line of Raymond James.
He's hanging out with magma. That's how far that guy fell.
Deep.
Did you guys happen to watch the clip I posted with my rules this week? It's a long clip of the Rondé interception in Philly, but it's like a couple series before the interception. It's not just the clip.
Greatest game he ever played.
Yeah, Donovan's running, pushing, rushing him down the field. They're making plays left and right, and there's one of the most blatant fucking horse collar tackles. Like it made me go, oh, and I was like, oh my God,
wow.
You go back and watch that shit, like, oh, and then it's no flag, and they just get back up, everybody lines back up, and they run the next play. I'm like,
dude, what about the Brady hit that he took when he was in New England when he got absolutely blasted on the sideline?
Bro.
Who hit him? What corner was that? That was a Bills corner. Bro, that wasn't Nate Clements, was it?
He would be ejected from the league today for that.
Dude, yeah. I mean, Brady got hit so hard his helmet flew off. I mean, he got blasted on that.
Bro, Devin White sacked, who was it? Was it fucking
oh my God, bro. He just rolled him down to the ground.
Yeah, he just picked him up and just spun him onto the ground.
Yeah.
It was Nate Clements. Oh my God.
It was Sunshine. It was Sunshine. It was against Jacksonville.
Dude, it was against Jacksonville. I thought you were talking about years ago.
How did
Swaggy Kill says Cody Grimm has a better chance than Chris Conti. Cody Grimm,
holy shit, he does.
Wow, Cody Grimm. That's a name. That's a name.
Do you remember? Do you guys remember how bad they used to glorify it? Like you used to hear the announcers like, "Oh, he got his bell wrong."
Bro, the most anticipated part of Monday Night Countdown was Jacked Up.
Jacked Up it had a segment.
I watched. They purposefully saved Jacked Up for the end, right before they were going to go to Monday Night Football, because they made you stick around to see these guys get hit so hard their soul left their body.
I missed
it. It was the weekly CTE special. It was amazing.
Hey, I'm
CTE highlight special.
I'm with Tom Brady, bro. I missed that, and I think it was a better product. And I think people, you had to play better quarterback play, man. You had to protect your guys and not lead them in the. It's just a different. I don't know, man. It's an
overcorrection, bro. That's just what it is.
I do think it's a pretty bad overcorrection at this point. Obviously, taking some of those insane hits out of the game, all jokes aside, is a good thing. But now you've got rules where it's like, oh, when you're sacking the quarterback, you can't land on them. It's like, what do you want? Unfortunately,
you can't hit them high, you can't hit them low, you can't land.
Unfortunately, now we're at this point where there are rules in the rule book that defy physics. What is he supposed to do? He's literally tackling the quarterback. It's a shoulder-led tackle, all this stuff. You can still get flagged for the most perfect form tackle that you could ever teach. You can still get flagged for it because of physics. Like because your core strength might not be strong enough.
You have to do it like Vita Vea and just place the quarterback down. Like remember when
he does that. You've seen that, right?
Will Levis like
he does.
Whoop.
He's
hug him as hard as you can.
Carries them to the ground like a little baby fucking squirrel.
By the way, you're talking about bad hits, Trevor. Do you remember the Emmanuel Sanders one in Denver when he laid out for the ball?
So like that one's.
I thought he died.
That was.
I thought he died.
Well, the Antonio Brown hit.
No, this one was worse. He's running full speed, eyes to the ball. His head stops and his feet go forward underneath him, bro.
Hey,
what about disgusting hits ever.
What about Jacquez Green on Monday Night Football? Amazing throw from Sean King, by the way. Guy gets absolutely murdered on the sidelines. Yeah, right. Hey, you know, if they're gonna bring back the hits, they need to bring back the shoulder pads. I want the aesthetics of those shoulder pads back.
Like the big ass
I want
pads.
Antoine in John Lynch's actual pads.
That's what I want. By the way, that's why they've gotten rid of the shoulder pads, because you just can't hit anymore.
Yeah.
So why have all this armor if you're not allowed to hit?
No, they need to bring it back. They need to allow them put spikes on it, like the Raiders fans used to have in the stands. That's what they need to allow.
Trevor, imagine you're a defensive end. You have to beat Tristan Wirfs, in 2.6 seconds, come off the edge, and then adjust your trajectory perfectly to be able to put your hands on the quarterback.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So stupid.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Before we end the show, we got to do our score predictions and our bold takes. And since you haven't properly apologized, by the way, your mother still devastated. So maybe you'll apologize to your mother, Trevor, if you love your mother.
That dirty mouth that picked the Saints.
Yeah, she was devastated. She called me crying.
My dad like fades me on all my Bucs picks. So in reality, like that actually does happen. Yeah. So
see,
you're a disappointment to your parents, both of them.
Now you can apologize.
Disappointment? Damn, that's kind of harsh.
All right, Stank, we're going to start with you.
So I'm allowed to say that.
You have about 1% left of the show, Stank. So we're going to go with you first. Score prediction and
what was
your
the question?
bold take.
Score prediction for this game, this Monday night's game?
No, how about the preseason?
I'm going to go
and bold take, sir.
Ooh, that's a tough question. Hadn't thought about this. Buccaneers.
Get over the. Ask you this question on this show today.
The Buccaneers get over 20 points this week. Dave Canales, he's been waiting all season to open up his playbook. I think
he actually said.
Yep, I think 25, which is just a number you don't really hear a lot. So I'm gonna go with Bucs 25. Can't pick the Eagles, so 24. Eagles 24. Bucs 25. Eagles 24.
What?
Yeah, it's a close one.
What's your bold prediction? They get a safety to win the game.
Here's my bold prediction. Whatever our kicker's name is, what is the guy fucking? I don't know.
McLaughlin.
That guy that we have kicking the ball. Yeah, he does well this game, and he kicks a game winner as time runs out. Eagles fans crying, getting their ass whooped in the. It's just mayhem, fucking mosh pit. It's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be an ugly win for the Bucs.
All right, Latte.
Dear God, Dave.
Follow that,
Dave. Dave,
stop talking, Stank.
Dave, if you're watching, and I know you watch, Dave. Please, as a Bucs fan, growing up watching the Eagles just beat us and just be our nemesis, and having to watch Westbrook catch the ball out of the backfield and catch it and design screenplays. For the love of God, Dave, let's neutralize that front seven or that D-line, that pass rush, and let's get the ball to number one in space, please. And then sprinkle in some play action and get the ball downfield at 13 and 14, please. And if we do that, and I'm hoping we are, because Dave said he's going to empty the fucking chamber here. It's win or go home. Going to win 23.
They're already home, though.
17.
No, we're going to send Dave home back to fucking wherever he's from.
We're going to win 23-17. And bold take is, I'm going to use it again. I've used it from previous weeks. Antoine has lit up the entire fucking stat sheet. Mm-hmm. The only thing he doesn't have is a pick six. He gets a pick six this week against Mariota or Jalen. I don't care. Either one.
Jalen can't throw the ball. That's trying to squeeze a wet ball.
If he gets the pick six, does he say the Rondé Barber iconic line, Pro Bowl my ass?
100%.
He's going to do this on the way.
He's never going to do this, though. He's never going to do this.
I genuinely, I hope, I don't know how much of like a historian he necessarily is for like the Bucs and Rondé Barber, but
he is.
It would be impeccable content if he got a pick six and did anything resembling what Rondé did for the Eagles.
He knows.
Okay.
He knows. Right.
Trust me. His dad, bro. Come on. His dad raised him right.
No. I know. Obviously, like, yeah.
Rondé's in the building, Trevor.
Yeah. But Rondé. Yeah, but just because Rondé's in the building, that doesn't mean that Rondé's necessarily telling him like, "Hey, buddy, go watch my highlights against the Eagles."
They're great friends.
I'm assuming that picture is somewhere in the facility. They walk by that picture every day. If it isn't, what the fuck y'all doing, Bucs?
It's my bold prediction. So it's a hybrid, right? He's gonna hit him with the Rondé on the way in, right? But then when he gets in the end zone and they pan close to the camera, he's gonna hit him with the.
Oh, he's definitely doing that. Yeah, you're right. He's definitely gonna do that. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, you've been weirdly fucking accurate lately, bro. Like I'm starting to get a little fucking concerned. You wearing all white at home? You got the fucking little chicken bones, little fire, bro. Like what's going on? Did you not predict the exact score last week? Somebody said you hit.
I hit it. I said we win 9.
Yeah, you said we win.
I said what the game was going to be. Hey, no, they criticized the fuck out of me, Trevor. I said, listen, Baker's hurt. Trevor, this was my logic. I was like, Baker's hurt. It's fucking ribs. They're not going to heal that quickly. They're going to try, and if they don't have early success, they're going to pack it in, and they're going to say we could beat this fucking team. They're that bad. We just need to win to get in. They're going to run the ball and play defense. And they're going to win 9-0. And that's exactly what happened.
Meanwhile, I got 3 or 4 more of these goddamn things.
Not only it's exactly what happened, and you were in Haiti the week before, right? That whole week. What the fuck? Hey, what were you doing in Haiti, bro?
It's.
Hey!
I don't got to divulge that. I don't got to divulge that.
All right.
Why are you asking him stuff, Stank?
I'm just want to know how
you've exceeded your 10% on the show, buddy.
Mute him. Put him in jail. Where's the jail? Put him in the jail back. Trevor, please.
Score prediction. Bold take. And tread lightly, all right? Because that yacht trip is still an option.
Well, I told somebody the Bucs were going to cover, and I think the Eagles are favored by 3. So,
the Eagles are favored?
Yeah.
Good. I want that.
I believe. I can't imagine Tampa's favored in this game.
With no Jalen, no AJ Brown.
All right, now you're gonna make me look it up. Hold on.
We didn't even talk about AJ Brown, dude.
While you're looking it up, Sammer, go ahead with yours.
All right, listen. I think Dave Canales, like I said earlier, is going to flip that playbook all the way back. He's going to find those 4 pages that have been unbelievably successful. And he's going to let Baker throw the damn ball on first down. All right? And then if it doesn't work, he's going to throw it again on second down. And this is a different team. Yaya Diaby's playing in this game as a starter, so he's an actual factor. All right? We got Kalijah Kancey actually playing in this game. All right? We got Levante David, and we've got Antoine Winfield with chips on their shoulders. As difficult as that's believed, they're going to play even better than I expect. And then we've got this offense that kind of has an understanding of what's going on. They have a much better right guard or left guard than they had the first matchup. And I don't think Fiedler was that great, or Filer, however you say his name. So I think the Bucs have what they need to pull this off.
Stinnie's been terrible.
Yeah,
Stinnie has been terrible.
Last couple weeks he's been pretty bad, but he's a better run blocker in my opinion. But whatever. I think the Bucs have what is necessary to beat the Eagles in their weaknesses, and I think Dave finally understands that. And let's Baker bake. Baker's going to earn himself a couple extra $1 million on this, obviously, because what Trevor talked about earlier. Bucs win 31.
Whoa!
24.
That's the bold take, buddy.
Wow, he pulled the Buck number out.
31-24.
31.
I think they give up a touchdown in the end there that makes it seem closer than it actually is, but I think they take advantage. This looks a lot like the Jaguar game. Looks a lot like the Green Bay Packers game where the Bucs surprise and come out doing things they're not supposed to be doing, and the Eagles don't have an answer for it.
Hey, it's
my bold take.
Oh yeah, go.
Yaya Diaby 3 sacks.
3.
Ooh, I
on the Eagles tackles.
Fatality
on the running back, on the quarterback that can't throw the ball and is going to try to run around a lot more than usual.
You get those cheap sacks where you run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey,
they count. They count. Greg DeCruz, and it's funny. Greg DeCruz says this, and I'll let you get to it, Trevor, because I was going to say those last 4 pages are kind of like his porn stash. It's like his real hot shit. It's like, I can't show these off too much. But Greg DeCruz says those 4 pages are stuck together, kind of like Stanker's Playboys.
Bro,
Staker's using those Staker's using those J.C. Penney and Sears.
You
catalogs,
don't throw away a Playboy, bro. You don't get rid of fucking nudie magazines.
It's vintage, bro. It's vintage.
It's nudie magazine day.
Hey, this guy's from PFF, all right? We can't be doing this.
Can't do that.
You
Go
know
ahead,
what?
Trevor.
I've almost gotten Trevor fired so many times. I've really behaved myself today. There wasn't one moment yet where I feel like we may get him canceled. Hey, is there such a thing as playoff Devin? Because Devin White's a different guy during the playoffs.
Yeah, he's played in other playoff games too, by the way. So no.
Hey, but get him fired. Have you seen this guy's face? You see his jawline? You see that hair? See those eyes?
You challenging me, bro?
Boys, listen.
It's
because
like,
of this platform,
it's like the first time we heard the Beatles, bro. This motherfucker's not getting fired.
If I didn't make a call or two, PFF and him wouldn't have even go ahead.
I'm surprised NFL Network hasn't come calling yet. Well, they probably have. They just can't afford them.
I've heard on good authority.
I'm on tomorrow at 6:40. If you guys aren't doing anything, you want.
I've heard on good authority. Rich Eisen does not like you, so that's probably why.
Wait, I'm on NFL Network tomorrow at 6:40, and I will be saying something nice about
AM
one
or PM?
certain PM. I will be saying something nice about a Bucs player. Might be the same Bucs player that Sammer actually said could go off. So I may or may not be saying that on NFL Network tomorrow for the world to just see.
So you're stealing my take. You're telling me that you're stealing my take? Is that what you're doing?
You know what? You have our permission. Me and Latte give you our permission to steal.
You come on my show and steal my take, and then tell me to my face that you're going to steal my take in 24 hours.
Yeah, because
that's what I just did. What are you gonna do?
Chances are he stole it from one of us anyway.
That's what he just said.
You're just allowing me to sue NFL Network.
All right, I'm gonna keep the train rolling of stealing content because I like the 25 number Stan came up with.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go Bucs 25.
Oh whoa.
Eagles.
How you score 25 points?
We don't gotta worry about it.
Eagles.
Bro,
you don't gotta worry about it.
17. Or was that the same score that you went with?
No, I said 25-24.
I went 23-17.
I went 25.
I'm gonna go 25-17. The bold prediction. Okay, the real bold prediction is Mike Evans 2 touchdowns.
I like it.
The fake bold prediction is Devin White 2 sacks.
Woo! Hey, I kind of like that because you want to bring pressure up the middle at that guy.
Devin White
squeezing that ball a little weird.
Devin White should be an edge rusher.
Ooh.
3-4 outside linebacker edge rusher, not a 4-3, not a 4-3 edge
Trevor,
rusher.
Can he bend?
I don't know how well he can bend because he probably hasn't done it very often. But when you're a 3-4 outside linebacker, you're going to stand up 2-point position anyways, and you're often playing like in a wide 7 or a wide 9 alignment. So a lot of what you're doing is just going straight at the quarterback anyway. So you're just exploding in a straight line right to him. He doesn't need to be a 5-tech defensive end.
We'll see how Harbaugh uses him next year in Baltimore.
Right.
Do you think?
Exactly.
Do you think they're gonna use him as a spy, or is he not really equipped to take on the mammoth size?
He should. Like that should literally be to a T what you would want from him. You let Levante play in coverage. You let him spy Jalen Hurts.
Isn't that kind of what Bowles uses him for anyway?
I mean, he should. Yeah, he should. I mean, it's not like he hasn't in the past. He definitely has in the past, but it just kind of depends.
Well, that's our score predictions. Hey, everybody who's new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And those of you who have been here forever and know everything that we're about and how great we are and our awesome balance on here, hit the like button and leave us your score predictions, not in the chat, in the comments section. Trevor, thanks for joining us. Thanks for not apologizing, even though that's
Thank you for the super chat, Brandon Presley. We love you. Go ahead, Sam.
Pretty grimy. Trevor, let people know where they can see your beautiful face and read your amazing words and all the other stuff that you do, if it isn't already pretty obvious where.
Yeah, everybody can read all of my awesome division predictions over at pff.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Tampa Bay Trey. And again, if you want to hear me say nice things about a certain Buccaneers rookie pass rusher tomorrow on NFL Network, you can do that at 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, one more thing, bro. We do have a lot of Saints. We have a lot of Saints fans that watch this show, and right now all they're doing is worrying about the draft. So you can follow Trevor.
Yeah. No, that's in all seriousness, my title, my official title for PFF is the lead draft analyst. So anything that you guys want to know about the NFL draft, I got you.
Yeah, all right, Trevor, we're going to have you back on here after the Bucs win the Super Bowl, and we're going to go through all the draft scenarios and do a lot of mock drafts, figure out how that's all going to play out, and how they're going to pay Baker Mayfield, Tristan Wirfs, Antoine, all
Jonas Stegler just renamed Trevor. He's Tampa Trader Trey.
Yeah, and Brandon Presley says, shout out to Sammer.
Hold on. Didn't you say that first, Sammer? Didn't you trade your Trey?
Yeah, a lot of theft going on tonight. A lot of theft.
I know you know what it feels like. You plagiarizer.
Sammer, you got to read this because Brandon Presley gave you a shout out, and I agree. Shout out to Sammer this week for trying to keep Bucs fans in the seats in Ray J.
Yeah, that is,
all week long.
Cool. That is good.
Sammer's been pushing it. If you got tickets to sell, at me or Sammer, we're gonna try to push them to Bucs fans. You know, it's already gonna be tough to keep all those Eagles fans out of our stadium, but we'll do what we can.
This week's mantra has been, let's keep the seats red. Let's try our best to. If you want to make money, that's fine. I don't care what you sell them for, honestly. But let's try to sell them to Bucs fans, and as opposed to Ticketmaster and all that nonsense, and having the Eagles fans invade the stadium, which will not be fun. Even though it would be fun to watch them cry on the way out, Stink. So.
It will. It will be fun.
Hey, Crown just said you can make it up to all of us, Trey, by apologizing on national TV tomorrow at 6:40 p.m.
Oh, on the NFL Network. That's a great idea, Crown.
Yes. You'll say just like this. Because I've let down my Loose Cannons family. Shout out Loose Cannons.
Yeah.
I am going to apologize on this network.
No. I will accept. I'm okay with even something subtle that we would get, Trey. Like, like LC, my bad. A little wink. We'll be like, what? And the host will be like, what's going on here? Yeah. And we'll be like, oh, he did it. He did it.
Or before you go on the show, text me. I'll send my makeup team out there, and we'll get your beard all blacked out. And that's how we know that you officially,
Dude, I really like that idea.
Hey, if at any moment Trevor winks at the camera, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
Yeah, dude. Hey, give us a wink.
Dude, they're gonna think that I'm having a stroke.
That's fine. That's cool. Okay. Whatever. You can tell them after the show. No, I had a gnat. I had a gnat in my eye. Just Trevor, can we get a wink out of you?
Just say it's for your aunt who's sick back at home or something.
Hey, I don't know if I'm gonna do a wink.
No. You're gonna tell us right now. You're gonna commit to something right now.
I
like what Stanky said. I got a steak on at home. I just want to.
Yeah, Trevor, how about this?
That's not subtle at all. Yeah. I sign up on NFL.
Give us the Sammy Sosa thing. Give us the Sammy Sosa deal.
I'm not gonna do this on national television.
No. Sammy Sosa goes like this.
Hey, what about the gabagool? The gabagool.
Give us the gabagool. Give us something, man. Come on.
Gabagool.
Is it a full body shot or just a headshot?
No,
it's this shot right here.
I was gonna say, just go on barefoot, and then everybody will know.
Yeah, you could do that. Can you just stick your foot up into the shot?
Yeah.
How flexible are you?
I'm not gonna put my career on the line like I do every time that I come onto the show. But if I think of something very subtle, I will text you guys.
No, you're telling us right now before we end this show.
Zach just said, "Have you hold a loser?"
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. How about put a Loose Cannon sticker on the door behind you, just right there. Yeah.
You've never sent me one.
Oh, because you don't deserve one. That's
okay. Well, that's on you now. That's
it is, but it's also on you, right? Because you don't like the Bucs.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the stroke. And he's just like,
just
are you all right? I got something in my eye.
Listen, man, I've winked pretty smoothly a ton of times in my life. You can give a smooth wink that no one's gonna think you're stroking out on. All right.
Hey, what if he does the ronde? I'm just stretching.
Yeah.
Oh, that works.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, stretch and just kind of point to the name on the back of your jersey.
And that trolls Eagles fans. Ooh, that was low key. That was nice.
Yeah,
that was nice.
You gotta do it.
Everybody who watches this show will know that you're giving a shout out. You're like,
shout out. Or hey, Brandon Presley says, hey, just give us a peace sign on the way out.
You can do that too.
Yeah,
that's an international Buccaneers.
You guys want that one? I'll do that one, and you guys can know that that's for you. I will decide between either the peace sign or I'll see what I can do to.
Or Trevor,
to do the
you can always do the Antoine.
No. You gotta put Sikkema on like a piece of tape and put it on the back of your shirt, and then right as the show, just spin and just point.
Turn around.
Yeah, they'll definitely have me back on if I do that.
Yeah. Listen, hey,
never.
Listen, they have Good Morning Football. I have a lot of fun on that show. I mean, come on.
It's not Good Morning Football, though.
I'm just saying they have a lot of fun on the network. All right, so you're gonna get a peace sign. You're gonna wink, and then you're gonna point to the back.
Yep.
All three in succession, just like that.
No, not all three in succession. But you guys might be getting one of those, subtle.
All right. All right, we'll get some. That's fine. Listen to that. Look, this is awesome.
We've
made it. We've arrived.
We made it.
It's just NFL Network, bro. You're on Loose Cannon's YouTube right now, bro.
That's true.
That is true. Boys, we have had
been on NFL Network. We've been on Pat
NFL
McAfee. We've been on Pat McAfee's show too, bro.
We've been on Pat McAfee, Good Morning Football, Get Up, and on the NFL Network when we had BA come on here and talk about how he's gonna work his guys as if they didn't win a Super Bowl in that training camp, if you guys recall. So, you know what, Trevor? We made it before you did. So.
Hey, it really is only a matter of time till somebody's dumb enough to get Sammer on one of those shows. It's going to happen, bro. You watch the fuck out. He's never leaving, by the way.
I can't wait until Mike
invite
Greenberg
him in,
takes
it's
whatever
over.
job he's taking, and Sammer's just somehow like in the background, like with his family or whatever, and he's just standing there next to him.
You don't understand, Trevor. Like when Bleacher Report had us on, my computer fucked up and Steg's computer fucked up, and literally we're freaking out in the group chat. We're like, Sammer, we're so sorry, dude. Sammer's like, what? No, this is my moment. This is what I've been wanting.
This is what I was
are you talking about?
True.
He did 45 minutes by
They
himself.
really were good shows, bro. They really were good shows. I'm not even gonna lie.
They were solid, bro. So good.
Hey, just watch out. NFL Network's presenting Good Morning Sammer. I mean, it's going to be great.
And the line.
Go Bucs.
From the Tampa Bay.